What is going on, everyone? And today we are here for week 8 of the Mazda Global Rookie Series on iRacing for the track guide. So this week we are at Oulton Park Circuit Historic Island layout, or Island Historic layout, sorry. And it should be a very challenging week, I think, for most people. So circuit's got some very high speed corners in it with not a lot of reference, and quite a few big bumps mid corner and stuff like that can really upset the balance of the car. The car is tending to favour a little bit of oversteer, especially on entry into some of these corners as well. So just sort of dialing in that will be a little bit of a challenge this week, but looking forward to breaking down the lap with you guys. So just want to say thank you to everybody that has interacted with our socials over the last few weeks. I guess you could say the growth that we've had in the last month has been pretty overwhelming, and I'm really excited to continue to bring more content for you guys. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on for future reference of more videos that we're posting, especially if it's content that you're enjoying. It really helps us, guys. So thank you very much for that. So looking forward to getting into this one with you guys, and let's kick into week 8 at Oulton Park Island Historic in the Global Mazda Mx-5. Alright guys, so now we're going to break down the lap. So as we're heading down into turn 1, you'll see I'm right up against the white line, and I'm using the Jordan Bikes banner on the inside, on the left-hand side of the circuit as we come into the corner. So I'm braking at the start of the name Jordan on the website address. I'm finding that's about the right spot. So sort of just as it goes past the A pillar, I'm braking quite aggressively. As you can see, I'm right up against the white line at this point, and then I start to drift off of it when it sort of dips out a little bit, and I actually turn at the corner quite early here. So as I turn at the corner, you'll see I'm sort of let the car slide in, and I'm correcting a little bit of oversteer. I use a lot of curb on the inside here. I sort of line up with the green and white patches on the wall as we go through there. That sort of just gives me a rough reference point of where I want to clip that apex on the run through. Pick the throttle up, the car's going to slide right out. I'm going to use, as you can see, my right hand tyres are still inside on the track, but I'm using all that mesh sort of, I guess it's like mesh grass behind the curb as well. So I'm using a lot of curb on exit here. As long as you keep your right hand tyres on the white line, you're fine. Any further than that, and you will get an off track for it. So running down the hill we go. You want to sort of put yourself in the middle of the circuit, right? And then as you get to the signboard, you start to move the car in, you get close to the curb, and then you'll see I set myself up right on the right hand side. Now as the car dips into the downhill bit, so there's like a little bump in the road right just before where I've stopped it, that's where I brake. Nice big brake pressure, down one gear, pitch the car in just past the escape roads. As soon as you get to the escape road, start to rotate the car. Now you'll see I'm rotating the car quite a lot. I'm actually going to use a lot of curb on the inside here, and I want to hit that curb when I'm in line with the last cone. So see how I'm sort of just in line with that last cone there? That's where I want to be making sure I clip the apex, and then from that point there, I'm able to pick the throttle up nice and aggressive, use all the curb on the inside. The car's going to slide off. Now, you will not get an off track as long as you keep the tyres on the track. If you even dip your right sides a foot over that white line, you're done, and you're going to get an off track here. So it's super strict on the exit there. So you need to make sure you're using as much curb on the inside to help rotate the car and still be able to pick the throttle up early. Otherwise, you're just going to hemorrhage time down this straight, or you're going to get an off track because you push the car too hard in and then you're driving it out hard. So just bear that in mind for when you're doing your laps. Just make sure you nail that exit there. Otherwise, you're just going to cost yourself a lot. So this one's a bit challenging, right? So as we come over, you'll see the first bump. And then sort of just at this point here, you'll see that the white line sort of curves a little bit. I guess I could say I use that slightly as a marker, but there's no official markers around the place here. So it's very much a field corner. It's probably about 115 from the corner that I'm braking. Nice big brake pressure. You'll see the car ducks down. I stay as close to the white line as possible until we get right to the apex practically. Then I start to pitch the car in now. You'll see that I actually missed the start slightly, and I want to hit it right where that wall is at its furthest point out, so right at this point here. And then you can sort of see I delay the throttle until the car's completely rotated. Now I start to slowly pick the throttle up once I'm winding lock off of it. I'm going to use all the escape curb here. I'm going to run it right out over the edge just to give myself the wheel straighten as quick as possible so I can get back to 100% throttle without overspinning the car. So, and then you set yourself up to go up and over the hill. So we'll just speed it up a little bit as we're coming up over the hills. This next section is very fast. So as you come over the crest, past the 100-meter board, or the first 100-meter board. All right, so as we come in, right, so you got the two little dash curbs. Once you get to the end of the first curb, you want to brake. Now, you stay in fourth gear, little brake pressure, as you can see, but it's not like a lot. It's maybe like 40 to 35 to 50%, somewhere in that region. It's just enough to wash the speed off and have that confidence to pitch the car in, right? Then I turn in at the end of the second curb, so brake at the end of the first one, turn in at the end of the second one, carry the speed through. You'll see I use a little bit of extra curb on the inside here. Now, as long as you don't cut that next part, you'll be fine. You won't get an off track, so you've got to be super careful about that. See how it just bounced me slightly wide butt? So I was able to keep the foot into the throttle. So use all the escape curb, run it right up, and then up over the hill. So same again up here. Nice run up the hill. All right, so when you get to that first escape curb on the escape road on the right-hand side, we start to turn the car at the corner. I use all this side of the track as I'm coming in, so you'll see I'm using all the track here. Now, the trick with this one is quite complicated because you want to hit that first apex, but you really want to focus on the second one as well, so it doesn't matter if you miss the first one as much. So in this lap, I actually probably overrun the middle of the corner a little bit too much, so I lose probably a tenth and a half on the exit, so you'll see that, but you want to make sure you're focusing on the drive more than the entry to this, where I probably got it a little bit wrong on this lap. So slow down. I'm braking. There's a green and white dash wall at the end of the tyre wall. I'm braking just before that, so roughly about this point here. See how I'm already fighting oversteer on the way into the corner. I clip the curb, which is fine. I clip it in line with the green and white tyre wall, which is fine. I use a little bit too much curb. That's my first issue. And I'm already back at the throttle, and you can see the understeer I've got because I'm actually sliding past where I want to be clipping. I want to be clipping right at this point here, and if I'm not, I'm going to sacrifice a lot of time. So as you can see, as we exit the corner, I'm still on the circuit. I'm still fine. I use all the curb on the escape, but I've definitely bled a little bit of time there because I just pushed in too hard. So taking note of that just will clear a few things up and make it easier. Focus on the exit drive out of there, guys. Otherwise, you're just going to hemorrhage time. So we'll just speed it up a little bit. All right, once you get past the corner board, set yourself up, nice big brake pressure right about now. So it's about, I'd say it's about 4 car lengths from the flag marshal hut 22 is roughly where I'm braking. There's no real marker here. Oulton Park's a bit challenging for that. There is a few corners where there isn't a lot of markings on the track to be able to spot it. So it's more of a visual cue for me. So I'm about this point. I use the tree on the inside here, and when that's about an inch from my middle monitor bezel heading to my right monitor, I know roughly that's where I need to be braking, but that's just my visual cues. Obviously, you guys are going to have to go and spot your own sort of thing, but this is roughly where you want to be braking. Nice big brake pressure. You want to get back to second gear, and you need to rotate the car late because you want to apex on the escape road. So you'll see I clip the apex right there. So as I hit that escape curb right by the escape road, then I'm able to sort of drive the car straighter out of the corner. You'll see like there's a little snap of oversteer, but look how much track I've got to run out wide and use all that extra bit of circuit heading towards the start finish line. There you go, guys. That is your walkthrough track guide of the Mazda MX-5 at Oulton Park for week 8 of the Global Mazda Fixed Challenge Rookie Series. So hopefully this has helped you guys. Good luck for week 8's racing, and hopefully we'll see you on track.